Now let's look at Mexico, where a battle is unfolding between thousands of court workers and a defiant leader on his last crusade. This is Andres Obrador, the president of Mexico. Slight correction, he's the outgoing president of Mexico, enjoying his last few weeks in office. But he has unfinished business. Before Obrador leaves in October, he wants to redesign the country's judiciary to elect judges instead of appointing them. Mexico has more than 7,000 judges. How are they chosen? Through an appointment-based system. Selected based on 3 parameters: tests, qualifications and training. Basically, aspirants work for years and based on their record, they slowly climb higher. Now, these aspirants are in a state of shock. Their career paths have been upended because the president wants voters to elect judges, all of them, from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court to judges of local district courts. So anyone with a law degree and a few years of judicial experience could become a judge. There will be fewer hoops to jump. So unqualified lawyers could end up becoming judges if they receive enough votes. Obrador says this will hold judges accountable. It will instill trust in the judiciary and help fight corruption. But critics disagree. They say that this move will make things worse. The judiciary will be more loyal to the ruling party, and in a country where organized crime is rampant, criminals will feel their own candidates. Basically, judicial independence will erode. So tensions are spilling into the streets. There are massive protests. Judicial workers are on a strike.
What worries me is that power will be with a single person. There are 3 powers of the union so that if one fails, the others can ensure order.
We will not be at the service of a political party. Judges should not be elected by popular vote. Judges must be elected according to their knowledge, studies, and exam results, according to the career in the judiciary that has allowed them to reach that position.
We are being attacked and accused of being corrupt when those who are accusing us of being corrupt are the real corrupt ones. So, they left us no choice but to take to the streets.
The anger is palpable, but Obrador remains undeterred. Last week, he pushed the bill in Parliament. It was passed by the lower house. This week, it will go to the Senate, where it is also expected to pass. And if it does, this will be one of the biggest judicial overhauls of any major democracy. But will it work? To answer this, let's go back to the basics. How are judges selected across the world? There are 3 main systems. The first is appointment, where a judicial council selects the judges, usually with approval from the legislature. Now, this is the most common system across the world. From India to New Zealand to the UK and South Africa, this is what they follow. The second system is examination, where judges are part of the civil service. Countries like Egypt, Finland, France, Singapore, they all follow this. And finally, the third and the most convoluted system, which is the election system. Here, judges are directly elected to their positions. Few countries follow this, including the US, Japan, Switzerland, Bolivia, and Northern Mariana Islands. These are tiny islands south of Japan. So proponents of the election system form a tiny club, and their judicial systems vary, even within this club. In Japan, only justices are appointed and reviewed by popular referendum. In the US and Switzerland, state judges are elected, but federal judges are appointed. But none of these countries come close to what Obrador is proposing. He plans to remove all kinds of checks across the board, and on some level, he has a point. The appointment system does have a lot of drawbacks. It can be opaque, slow-moving, and lacking in accountability. All of that is fair, but it is also the lesser evil because the election system is also far from perfect. It is not insulated from corruption. like in the US, where judges rule in favor of their campaign donors, especially when they seek re-election. It is not safe from power grab either, like in Bolivia, where only some of the top judges are elected. They're known to repeatedly go after opponents of the ruling party. Basically, an elected judiciary can be all kinds of problematic. Elections tend to be politicized. Judges can favor political interests or come under pressure to align with public opinion. But you see, judges are not politicians. So the judiciary should not be a popularity contest. Otherwise, where does it end? You be the judge. Mexico's current appointment system has its flaws. It can do with more transparency and accessibility, but better checks and balances can do the job. By choosing popular vote, Mexico will remove whatever checks remain and declare open season on its judiciary.